the war between US-Israel coalition and Iran has ended. At least there is a ceasefire for the time being. Who won the war? Who requested the ceasefire? United States claimed to have won the war. President Donald Trump said the US has obliterated the nuclear program of Iran. Israel has not made such claims. Iran, meanwhile, says they have thwarted the attempt of enemies to subjugate them. Who really won the war? Unless you are a blind supporter of the US Israel coalition, it would be difficult for you to claim that the coalition has succeeded in meeting the aims. Actually, it has not. Why I say so? Prima facie, one of the major objectives was a regime change. That didn't happen. Though Donald Trump claims to have obliterated the nuclear program of Iran, even the US media has not accepted that. We will go into that later. Now, there are many major outcomes of this war. Every war will provide some valuable lessons. What are the valuable lessons provided by the recent war between the US and Iran? I think Iran has proved that despite not having, a modern air force, Iran, with the help of missiles and drones, stood up against the threat of rivals. So I think this is going to be a major lesson. Even if a country doesn't have modern, fighter jets, even if the so-called aerial supremacy is not there, but still they can manage to, somehow or other thwart the attempts of enemy. I'm not saying that fighter jets don't matter, they do matter. It is because of the fighter jets that Israel managed to, bomb key installations in Iran. It is because of the possession of modern B-2 Spirit bombers that the US has been able to, bomb Israel's so-called nuclear weapon manufacturing sites. But still, that was not enough to, meet the goals of the coalition. So this is why I said, just because you don't have fighter jets, that doesn't mean you are going to lose the war. Still, you can manage to fight back, give a fight to your enemy, though you may not be, succeeding. Let's get to the bottom of the whole issue. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. Initially, I said, or I oppose the claim of the US that they have won the war. Why I said so? The reason also I said initially, they have not met their aims or goals. The most important aim of the United States was to wipe out the nuclear program of Iran. They have not succeeded. Why I say so? The major US media like the New York Times and CNN, they have published reports of the Pentagon, they have leaked out reports of the Pentagon which said the initial assessment proved that the US has not, fulfilled their goals. It is true that the US has bombed and destroyed three major nuclear sites of Iran. But at the same time, the US has not been able to prove that they have destroyed all the fissile material in possession of Iran. So this is a major reason to doubt. There are reports which indicate that Iran was in possession of around more than 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. This uranium is enriched to a level of over 60%. Of course, weapons grade uranium needs to be enriched to above 93% or at least 93%. Iran has not achieved that. It's also true. But at the same time, they have got, uranium enriched to a level of over 60%. So that can be further enriched without, much difficulty. So with around 100 or 200 centrifuges, Iran can further enrich the quantity of fissile U-235, uranium 235, in the 60% enriched uranium which they are in possession. So they can do that. They can build alternative, uh, centers where enriching centers where they can do that easily. So US has not been able to convince that they have completely destroyed the enriched uranium which is in possession of Iran. They have not completely, obliterated the uh, what you call centrifuges of Iran. They have not obliterated or killed all the nuclear scientists of Iran. There is no proof for that. There is a saying in English that you may trust God, all others need to provide evidence. So, if Donald Trump claims to have wiped out the nuclear program of Iran, he needs to present evidence, which he has not. So, we cannot take the claims at the face value till he provides us evidence for that, and there is no evidence also. There is another factor. It was Donald Trump who, declared ceasefire first. Whenever, I'm going by the recent examples, whenever war happens between two countries, for example, India-Pakistan war, Donald Trump is the first to declare ceasefire, and he wants to take credit for that. Though the opposing parties don't agree to that, they deny his role in it. Donald Trump jumps the gun always. You cannot prevent that. That is a kind of sport he is practicing. Here also he did that. Of course, America was a party in this war. But Iran has denied that. Iran said it was willing to go on with the war. So at least on paper it seems that it was the US which wanted a ceasefire. It's true, US had achieved aerial superiority over Iran, but that is not enough to bring about a regime change or completely shut down the nuclear program of Iran. The US has not been able to make Iran sign an agreement. Iran has not agreed to allow International Atomic Energy Agency experts to examine their nuclear sites. Iran has not agreed to accept foreign inspectors at their sites. Then how could the US claim to have won the war? Absolutely, that is gibberish. You can, Mr. Trump seems to be blustering. Nobody is going to listen to his hyperbole in the coming days. He has a habit of making claims without evidence, uncorroborated claims. So that is it. Now, Iran will be able to rebuild what it lost. Is there any assurance from the part of Iran that they are not going to pursue nuclear program? Absolutely not. So I think going by the evidences, results, without prejudice, one will reach a conclusion that Iran has successfully thwarted the US attempt. Khamenei is still the most powerful leader in Iran. US has not been able to replace him. There were talks of bringing about a regime change, then installing a democratically elected government. Nothing happened. There is no sign of it. In fact, the signs are ominous for the US. They have not won. Not even the proxies of Iran like Houthis or Hezbollah or Hamas, They have not said anything. They have not accepted the ceasefire. So proxy war will continue. The US has not been able to get an assurance from Iran that proxy war won't happen. So I don't think even if you analyze using a microscope, you will not be able to find any evidence to support the claims of Donald Trump. On the other hand, there are ample evidence to conclude that Iran has successfully thwarted the US attempt. So that is the situation. Now let's go into the second part. What are the lessons offered by this short war? As I said, even without a credible modern air force, even without having any aerial superiority, Iran was able to stand up to the threats of the coalition. This is, I think, a major an eye opener, because even if you don't have modern jets, you somehow or other, with the help of missiles and drones, you will be able to put up a fight. I'm not saying that you will be able to win eventually. You may lose, but not easily. Modern missiles and drones are enough to put up a strong fight. You need to remember that Iran doesn't have any, modern missile also. They have got crude weapons. They don't have any precision bombs or missiles, but still they managed to hold on, and they held on. So that proves that more warfare is changing. So in the coming days, I think war doctrines will take into consideration this development. During the war of Azerbaijan and Armenia, it was proved beyond doubt the role of drones in modern warfare. During the Second World War, military tanks decided the winners. They played a very important role. But I don't think they play such a major role anymore. Now it is, missiles and drones. Had Iran got precision missiles, had Iran got, subsonic cruise missiles, supersonic cruise missile like BrahMos, which India has, I think the outcome of the war would have been different. Similarly, the drones of Iran are also crude drones. So, had Iran got some drones which are able to attack enemy centers precisely, they would have, thwarted the enemy's attempt to a great extent. One weakness or handicap of Iran is they don't have a good air defense system. They don't have a missile defense system. So if they are able to develop that, I am sure that in the coming days it is going to be a different story. So anyway, one can say with surety that this war has given many new lessons. Meet you with updates. Till then, goodbye.